Hey you guys, Beth Bajati here, and I am back with another dupe battle. So today's dupe battle is one that is a little bit easier to talk about. It is going to be, I already put them away. What am I doing with my life? It is going to be comparing Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder with the e.l.f. HD High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. Okay, so first things first, actual performance. Do I feel like these things perform the same way? No. Unfortunately, I feel like the e.l.f. one is a little bit more drying below my eyes, and because I do have some texture, I'm almost 30, I do feel like it makes lines a little more obvious because of it, which is unfortunate because it is definitely the more affordable of the two options, because this is either 3 or 6 and this is like 24. As far as how much product is in here, I honestly have no idea, but I will make sure I put that in the down bar below. The Laura Mercier one is 4 grams. I have no idea how much is in the e.l.f. So I will make sure I put that in the info bar. I'll have to look it up on their website. Other important things, with the packaging, it is really, really difficult to get a brush into this. So they want you to use it with one of their teeny tiny little brushes. I threw that away when I got it. Well, I didn't throw it away. I put it with all of my like OCC lip tar brushes because it was essentially shaped exactly the same. That's too tiny for me to set under my eyes. I like to do more of a fluffy setting brush like this guy. The setting powder brush from Real Techniques. So it is impossible to get that into this packaging in a nice way. Typically makes a big mess trying to get product out. Whereas the Laura Mercier one is wide and flat so that I can get to the product. Holy crap, why is there so much in the top? With that, it is super easy to get a brush in that, whereas it is not so easy to get a brush into this one. Also on that note, it is easier to get product out of this sifter than it is this one, which can be good and bad as you just saw. Those are the important things about the actual packaging. Packaging and then like the performance, the e.l.f. is definitely drier. Outside of that, the actual appearance, they both brighten below the eyes. However, I have the e.l.f. on this side and the Laura Mercier on this side. And as you can see, this side looks more natural. Whether or not that's a good thing, honestly, I prefer to brighten under my eyes with my concealer color, not with a powder. So with this one, I don't like that it does make it look literally brighter, but not brighter as in not dark, but brighter as in white. That's not always good. That's how we end up with reverse raccoon flashback look. It's not cute. So that is the big difference between the two as far as that goes. And as you can see, well, you may not be able to see it, but if you ever have these side by side, you will notice that while the Laura Mercier one is very smooth and has a micro fine glitter to it that gives like a glow, the e.l.f. one has like the next size up in glitter. So it's still not a huge particle, but it's a little bit larger, and it's like a holographic glitter. So it shows up very like rainbow toned versus just showing up like, I guess, white. I don't know. And I'm sure it's because of whatever they're using for that glitter. I don't know the details enough to figure that one out. But I will definitely say the e.l.f. one is more noticeable because it's a more rainbow toned glitter. Is it a bad thing? Again, no, just not my favorite thing in the world. So let's go ahead and go to the footage I took of an actual application and then also of how it wore after 7 or 8 hours. Okay, so I have my foundation and my concealer on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set underneath of my eye, and I'm using the Real Techniques setting brush. Under one eye, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier, and under the other, I'm going to use the e.l.f. HD setting powder. We're going to start with the Laura, and the Laura is going to go on the right eye. And we are setting the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. I actually have on the Tarte foundation as well. Anyone who has watched the Tarte review is going to be like, hey, this is the same day. It is. So, just packed that on there to set it. I'm going to pack on a little more because this does help keep things from creasing on my old lady eyes. Now I'm going to wipe off the brush. And we're going to have the e.l.f. one below the left eye. Now what I will say is I do see a difference in texture. It's nothing dramatic to where I'm like, oh my god, one is remarkably better than the other as soon as we put it on. But there is a difference there, and since we're talking about dupes here, we got to bring it up. So I definitely feel like the e.l.f. one has more like shimmer in it than the Laura. Like the Laura is like more of a fine shimmer than the e.l.f. one is, and that's important when you want it to look natural. And already the Laura looks smoother, but it's not dramatically different. It's certainly not $20+ different. So we will see how they wear throughout the day. I definitely do see a difference in the shimmer though. I never noticed how dramatically different it was, because this side is like a bunch of holographic glitter. It's a small size, but I see it, whereas on this side it comes off as more of a glow. It's a much smaller particle. So we will see how this wears. Like in the Tarte video, I am walking up to Wally World, and it is now 11:50. So we'll follow up later. So to follow up our under eye setting powders, it is now 7:12, so it's been like 8 hours. The Laura Mercier is on this side and the e.l.f. is on this side. I will definitely say I do see a difference. The Laura Mercier side looks brighter and smoother still, which is interesting. This side is definitely more creasy. The darkness is showing through more, so I think that definitely is indicative that the powder held the concealer in place better. So we'll wear it a few more times, of course, but for the first day trial of a side-by-side, it is definitely different. I can see a difference. Okay, so basically what it comes down to is, do I feel like these are a dupe? Exact dupe? No. Do I feel like they are both good under eye setting powders? Yes. I will definitely say the Laura Mercier one is better, but it doesn't mean that you absolutely can't use the e.l.f. one. If you are balling on a budget, which typically if you're looking up dupe battles, you might be balling on a budget, definitely try the e.l.f. I will say the Laura Mercier one is not cruelty-free. It's probably vegan just because of what's in it, but it's not cruelty-free. So if you are concerned about that, obviously you're going to go with the e.l.f. I am still on the search for the perfect under eye setting powder that is cruelty-free and vegan. So if anybody knows a fantastic one, please let me know. I do have several different like setting powders from different brands that are more of that like silica based powder. I have some from Mad Style Cosmetics, the F and Perfection powder, and then I do have some from Pumpkin and Poppy as well. But I'm really looking for something that is this kind of texture where it gives you some brightness. So sadly, this is not an exact dupe. Hopefully at some point I will be able to report back with an actual dupe of this product. However, like I said, if you're balling on a budget and you just need a powder for setting your under eye, this will certainly do in a pinch. Just realize it does bring out a little more texture. So if you're pushing closer to 30 like I am, be aware of that, because we don't like those lines when they show. So hopefully this one was helpful. I will talk to you guys soon. If you guys have any suggestions for dupe battles, please put them in the down bar below. Bye.